Brothers, I want to talk to you today about a poverty code that I want you to overcome so that you can live a life that has more satisfaction, more money, and more fulfillment without all the pain and suffering. How many of you grew up in a family where your parents told you that the more pain, the more suffering, the more challenges you overcome, the more significant you will be, the more successful you'll be, the more happy you will be? You see, most of us have been raised in households where pain and suffering equals significance. And that's why many men go through their entire life and seek problem solving, pain, and suffering as a form of significance. Now, we know that this is not the only path to success because we've already seen thousands and thousands of successful human beings who don't go through pain and suffering to achieve success, who don't go through all kinds of survival mechanisms and challenges to achieve what they have achieved. Both are possible. And so, what I'm here to tell you today is a very simple and easy concept that pain and suffering is only one way to find your significance. In fact, many of us are raised in families where we see our uncles and our fathers compete over who's suffered more, who can endure more pain, and usually they're the one that's most honored in the family. Think about how backwards that is. Think about how weird that is for us men to be competing in a field where the more we suffer, the more challenges we take on, the more we have pain, the more we can say how special we are. I want to share with you a new method, a new path, a new lifestyle that you may have forgotten. And this is a lifestyle of ease and grace. Think about it. What if I told you that your significance didn't come from how much pain and suffering you endured, but in fact, it came from how much ease and grace you can stand in? In fact, what if I told you that the level of ease and grace that you embody in your life, in the bedroom, in the boardroom, and in your business is what makes you an example of a healthy man? In fact, most men I know compete over who can solve the most problems. And the men I know that are extremely wealthy, extremely world changing, never compete, never discuss, never challenge others on how much pain and suffering they can endure. In fact, most successful men, world changers, are always speaking about how easy it was, how fortunate they are, how much privilege and joy and luck they have. Is it because they do not have any challenge? No. It's because most successful, world-class wealthy men are focused more on where can they get ease and grace and success and fulfillment without competing in the field of pain and suffering. So what I want to give to you today is a blessing. And the blessing is, how are you able to choose ease and grace in every single moment of every day from here on? And are you even willing? Are you even willing to choose that? You see, we've been trained so strongly in the mind that sometimes when we have an easy day, sometimes when we close an easy deal, sometimes when we find success easily, we've been trained to get scared because we've been told that easy come, easy go. Nothing gets built on ease. So inherently, a lot of us men are constantly seeking more pain, more suffering, and more problem solving so that we can prove that what we have earned was worth it. So here's an exercise for you going through the next 48 hours. I'd like you to start becoming more and more present to every single moment. And this is why everyone is talking about presence as a huge gift. Because the more you are present, the more you are able to recognize the current moment in front of you, the more you're able to make choices that are in alignment with your will. And when we are out of the present moment, when we're thinking about the future or worried about what's going to happen next, what we are doing is we're abandoning our choice in every single moment. You see, every moment is a choice. And the more you become aware of it, the more you can start to choose what's easy and graceful instead of constantly looking for things that bring you significance through pain and suffering. I'll give you an example. There was a period of my life where I was a very successful financial advisor in Beverly Hills. And I'll never forget, there was many times where I was sued. I was served a lawsuit because I was handling really big accounts and volatile stock markets and people getting upset that they lost a little bit money or they didn't make enough money. And what I started to realize at the time is every time I would get a lawsuit coming to me, there was a moment where I was scared. And then there was a moment where I was excited because I was telling myself, watch me beat this, watch me overtake this, watch me show the world how talented I am as a problem solver. No wonder I kept attracting the same challenge and problem and suffering because inside of me there was this desire to show the world how great of a problem solver I am, how great of a challenge, world class challenge solver I am. So moving forward, a path is available for you. And this is the path where every moment, no matter what happens, you're like, wait, there's more than one way for me to address this issue. What is the way to address this moment with the highest level of ease and grace? What is a choice I can make in this next moment where I can find my significance in how easily this thing was resolved, in how easily I was able to get this next solution? And over time, what you'll realize is when you start to become present and in the present moment, you're choosing ease and grace and you're outsourcing the challenges, the problems, the suffering to God, to someone else. What you're going to start to realize is that winning, success, and fulfillment will start to become easier and easier. And in fact, you'll start to speak ease and grace to your family, to your friends. When people sit in front of you and they're talking about how hard their day was and how somebody ripped them off and how challenging their drive was to work, what you're going to constantly remind them of is, wait a second, that's so easy. Are you kidding me? You can do 10 times more than that with ease and grace. Why are we competing over challenge and pain and suffering and struggle as if that's some kind of a award, some kind of a acknowledgement? This is my message to you for today. I look forward to continuing to share some inspiration. Ease and grace is the way to go. I'll speak to you soon.